Alright, what's going on, everybody? So, every month we're going to be doing something called Val Versus, which is going to basically just be some difficult gaming challenge of some kind every single month. That will hopefully be interesting and entertaining, and hopefully something that I can actually do. Since this is kind of like the first month that we're doing it, I don't really know how it's gonna work. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be something that can actually be accomplished within a month or not, or if we might have to like not dumb down the challenges a little bit, but maybe pick things a little more realistic. I imagine that getting level 100 in Diablo 4 Hardcore is something that you could do in a month because I'm sure a lot of people did it when the game released. Actually, I know for a fact a lot of people did it when the game released. I think it's something that we can do. It's just I won't be playing like every minute of every day like I was when the game came out. So I don't know if it'll actually be possible in the amount of streams that we're going to be doing to get it done because I will be streaming still Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it's just a matter of will that be enough time to get it done. I'm going to allow myself to have some extra streams thrown in if I feel it's necessary, but there's going to be some stipulations and some things thrown in that are going to affect the amount of streams that I can do and whether or not I can just add additional streams, basically. But I am going to break down everything since this is the first time we're doing it, just so that, it sets the groundwork for this hopefully long series that we're going to be doing. So because it is the first of its kind, we are trying to work out the kinks here. So it is going to be a process of like kind of seeing what works, what doesn't work. So hopefully as we go along, it'll get better. But for the first one, I kind of just did everything myself, and then hopefully going forward, like in future months or even for the next challenge, would be nice if we could have like input from like Twitch chat or YouTube comments that will influence the next challenge. But just in case we don't get that, and just to set the groundwork for the challenge itself, I'm going to be doing everything myself, essentially. So that's that. As far as future ideas go, so the first, not really episode, but the first challenge that we're going to be doing is obviously Diablo 4 Hardcore. We will be trying to shoot for level 100 throughout the month. And there's some stipulations thrown in that I'm going to get to in a second. But for like future ideas, I was thinking like a League of Legends ranked climb. I don't know if it's even possible to get Challenger in a month. Probably definitely not at my skill level. But I just thought it would be interesting and fun. Well, maybe not fun, but at least interesting just to see the climb. And I know a lot of people do that sort of thing, so it would be interesting, I think. And then the other idea I had was NHL 24 comes out in the beginning of October, I believe, and playing goalie in the NHL games is like really, really hard, I think. I don't know, maybe some people find it easy, but it's typically pretty hard. So I thought maybe we could do like a be a pro run where I can only play goalie. And I'm really bad at goalie because I've tried it before in the past in other versions. So I thought it'd be interesting to maybe just do like a be a pro goalie run where I have to win the cup in a month, which would be really difficult because squeezing in all those games, especially if I play them in real time and I can't really like simulate them because I would be the goalie. That would be more so the challenge than actually getting it done. I mean, I don't know if I'd actually be able to win any games, but the challenge would actually just be squeezing in all of those games because of the time. But that was just two ideas that I had. I don't know. I'm open to ideas in the Twitch chat and in YouTube comments about other challenges we could do. I mean, I've brainstormed some more ideas than just those two, plus this one. But I would definitely be open to some other ideas, and if they're better than the ones I'm coming up with, or a lot of people are asking for them, then we'll do those instead, because like I'm just kind of doing my own thing right now, but I would definitely rather involve other people. So let's just talk about Diablo IV Hardcore now, for this specific challenge, our September challenge. Basically what it's going to be is I must play the characters in order. So the way they are, let me swap scenes here real quick. So the way they are on this screen is how I must play them in order. So in other words, I mean, hopefully we only play Barbarian. but so I start Barbarian. If for some reason I do die, since it's hardcore, it's a permanent death, I must move on to the next one, which would be Necromancer. And then let's say I died on Necromancer, I have to move on to Sorcerer. If I die on Sorcerer, I gotta move on to Rogue. If I die on Rogue, I gotta move on to Druid. So on and so forth. If I die on Druid, we just start all over back at Barbarian. But that's how I'm choosing to do the challenge. So we gotta start with Barbarian. For some reason, I thought Sorcerer was actually first in this lineup. So starting with Barbarian, it's gonna be rough. I haven't played a hardcore character in any of these type of games since Diablo 2, and I'm pretty sure I got to like level 15 and died, and then I never played hardcore again. So it's gonna be a rough go of it, especially if we're starting with Barbarian. I don't know. It seems like a hard one for hardcore. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna be starting with a Barbarian. The other stipulations that are in play is I cannot look up guides or builds or anything. I can't look at like what the hot EXP spots are. I can't look at any of that stuff. The only way I can get that stuff is through Twitch chat or YouTube comments. So if you want to help me or hinder me, it's basically all in your hands. But I'm going to try to include, I mean, obviously if you're watching on Twitch, you'll see it live, but I'm going to try to include like every skill point that I put into or put up every time I level, just so we're all on the same page with that. And then, yeah, I can't look up like builds or anything. I've played a little bit of Barbarian and I've played a little bit of Sorcerer. Neither one's super far, and I've played a lot of Rogue. So if for some reason we end up on Rogue, it might seem like I know what I'm doing just because I have a lot of experience with Rogue. But as far as like Necromancer goes, I mean, I played a lot with my friend Dameless, who was strictly Necromancer, so maybe I picked up some stuff from him. But as far as Necromancer and Druid go, I have no idea what I'm doing whatsoever. So any help in Twitch chat or YouTube comments would be appreciated. But me personally, I cannot, like, when I'm off stream, I can't go find a build and stick to that. Like, I'm not allowing myself to do that. The other thing, I'm making a stipulation for me personally, just to get me more in the groove of creating content, because as far as my gaming YouTube channel goes, I have really been slacking as far as making content goes. So I had mentioned possibly doing like additional streams if we're not gonna like make it in time. Like, let's say I'm like level 95 and I want to try to squeeze in some additional streams to get to 100, and we're getting like close to the end of the month. My plan is that I cannot do an additional stream unless I've edited the stream from the day before. So in other words, like, if I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, which is what we'll be doing, I can't do a Tuesday night stream unless I have fully edited Monday's stream and like got the videos and stuff for that ready to go. So I cannot do any additional streams to make up ground unless I have edited and done everything I need to do with the streams the day prior. So that's another stipulation I'm adding. That's just like a personal one so that I can hopefully get a little more used to producing content and releasing content and stuff like that. So that is that. Just some other stuff that we're going to do. I might upload the full VODs of the streams to maybe a separate channel somewhere on YouTube at some point, just because just in case people want to see the full VOD, or just maybe for like my records or whatever. Just so I don't have to save everything onto my computer. I might do something like that where you could just watch the full VOD, but I'm gonna be chopping up and making like some condensed, edited versions of the streams. Other than that, I already mentioned like suggesting more games and stuff for me to do in future challenges. I would prefer if like you also included stipulations, like I have added to Diablo 4 Hardcore. Obviously, just game suggestions would be fine, but adding on those additional stipulations are another thing that I think would spice things up and make things interesting, and just add a little more flavor to what we're doing here. Because there's a lot of people who do Let's Plays and stuff. Sure, there's a lot of people who do these type of like challenges and whatnot, but I feel like our unique stipulations might be the thing that separates us from the pack. And then on top of stipulations, I think there should also be punishments if I don't complete the challenge. I haven't really fully thought of the punishments yet. I feel like the punishments should be gaming related. Like, I don't want to do the one chip challenge. I have a really sensitive stomach. I don't like to eat spicy stuff or hot stuff. So, like, I don't really want to do, like, physical punishments, preferably. Maybe sometime in the future, but I would prefer it be, like, a gaming punishment. You know, like, play this really bad game for 8 hours or something like that. Play Jump King, but every time you fall down the corporate ladder IRL and have to break through a new glass ceiling. I mean, if that was something we could do, I'd be down. Jump King I've never played and it looks really difficult. That could definitely be a challenge one month. Maybe we do like Jump King, what's that other one, like Going Up? Getting Over It, you know, like those type of games. We could maybe do a month of that. That could be interesting. But let's talk about punishments for Diablo 4 Hardcore. And then that'll be the last thing from my little bullet point list here. And then we could get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about punishments that I've come up with. So I personally want to hit at least level 50 because I think there's an achievement for it. The goal for the month, though, is level 100. If we do not reach level 100, I want to introduce you guys to a little character named Laika. Laika is the name of one of the characters from my first book. The name Laika has been my name on games since Final Fantasy XI, 400 years ago. Laika was my first character on Diablo 4. She is level 100. She is decked out. She was my, first time completing the campaign. I killed Uber Lilith on her, both solo and with Tameless. So we've spent a lot of time with Laika since the game came out. And I've put in a lot of hours. I don't know if there's a way to check how many hours I've put in on this specific character, probably not, but put in a lot of time on Laika. So if I do not reach level 100 hardcore in September, I will delete this character. That's the stipulation. I will delete this character, and all of my gear, all of my stuff. I know you make new characters every new season, but that's the stipulation. I wanted it to be an interesting stipulation, an interesting punishment for our first challenge. So that's a pretty steep one. I mean, if you've ever had a character like this and you've gone to like it wouldn't be easy to delete them. So I'm gonna try to make sure that doesn't happen. That's my goal in this whole thing, is to make sure that doesn't happen. But so that's the stipulations. That's where we're at. Just to let everybody know what the stakes are. Those are the stakes. Maybe if you don't hit 50, you have to cosplay one of the female characters from your books. I feel like that needs to be like an overall punishment, like just a full-on punishment for one of the months. Maybe it's gonna be a lot of work. I would need help. I know nothing about cosplaying. So I would definitely need an assist on that.